Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a really powerful reimagining of the classic Faust legend. And we're not just looking at it as some old story, but as a pretty chilling allegory for our own age of anxiety.
So let's just jump right in. The whole idea here is to completely rethink the deal with the devil. This isn't some simple bargain for money or power. No, this is framed as a calculated act of spiritual predation. It's designed to find and exploit the deepest, darkest fears of a very specific kind of person. And what we have here is basically the playbook for how it all goes down. The whole process is broken down into 6 distinct stages. It shows you exactly how a soul in crisis is scouted, baited, and ultimately completely ensnared. It's a systematic takedown.
Right? So this isn't about one single bad choice that dooms a person. As you can see, the whole framework is designed to show a slow descent, a fall, where every single step down is carefully, meticulously engineered to lead to the next. Okay, let's quickly walk through this causal chain. First, you've got an unstable, anxious environment. That creates the perfect vulnerable target. Then a skilled predator comes along and designs the perfect bait just for him, springs the trap, and it all leads to this grim, totally predictable conclusion. You see how each piece just connects so logically to the next? So how does an operation like this even begin? Well, it all starts by weaponizing the environment itself to find the perfect mark. Someone whose own internal world is just as chaotic and stormy as the world around them. And that's why the choice of Reformation Germany is so brilliant. This isn't just some historical backdrop. It's the very engine of the story. I mean, this was an age of intense anxiety over damnation, over grace. The foundations of faith were literally shaking, creating this perfect storm where souls were considered to be in severe spiritual peril. And this brings us to our protagonist. He's built on what's called the Rasputin blueprint. He isn't just some random scholar. His specific flaws, this incredible intellectual pride, and his burning desire to be more than human, make him the ideal target for a predator who operates through partnership, not through force. So here's the crucial thing to understand about this character. He's not some pure, innocent saint who gets corrupted. He's already playing in the spiritual gray areas. He's got this immense intellectual pride, and he's right in the middle of a massive existential crisis. Honestly, he doesn't need to be pushed off a cliff. He just needs a tiny nudge down a path he's already walking. Okay, now let's talk about the predator himself, this enhanced Mephistopheles. Forget the horns and the pitchfork. Think of him as a master strategist, a surgeon who performs psychological surgery on his target, offering a temptation that's been custom-made just for him. The first line of attack goes right for the scholar's biggest weakness, his pride. He's offered the ultimate forbidden fruit, Gnostic certainty. The goal is to make him feel like he's above established theology, to get him to trade his humble faith for the heresy of absolute, godlike knowing. And then, the second attack hits his deep-seated anxiety. He's promised this illusion of total freedom, a life with no mortal limits, no church authority telling him what to do. It sounds like the perfect answer to his feelings of powerlessness. But of course, it's a trap that leads to the exact opposite, total servitude. And this is where it gets so incredibly clever. You see how the two temptations just lock together perfectly? Certainty gives him freedom from doubt. Freedom gives him freedom from authority. For a proud, anxious intellectual like him, that combination is absolutely irresistible. It leads him straight into the pact. Which brings us to the trap itself, the diabolical pact. And it's framed in this really modern, really chilling way, not as a deal, but as a predatory, high-interest spiritual loan. It's a concept we can all understand a little too well. Let's break down the terms. The principle of the loan? It's a finite period of gain, all that knowledge, that power, that freedom. But the collateral? Oh, that's the infinite value of his soul. The whole structure is built on this catastrophic imbalance, and that imbalance is really the heart of the entire moral warning. And here we have it, the point of no return. He's been seduced by temptations that were engineered just for his psyche, and he makes a conscious choice. He willingly signs away the one piece of collateral he can never, ever buy back. Just like with any real-world predatory loan, the outcome was engineered from the very beginning. That period of gain, it's all temporary. It's an illusion. Eventually, the debt comes due, the soul is collected, and that grand illusion of freedom is replaced by an eternity of servitude. It's a tragic foreclosure. So why is this story, reimagined this way, matter so much today? Well, because once you strip away the historical details, it becomes this profound warning that is specifically calibrated for our own time. At its absolute core, this is a cautionary tale about the catastrophic price of trading real faith for the illusion of certainty. And it's a warning about a kind of spiritual and, you could say, financial illiteracy, the failure to understand the true value of one's soul and the true cost of temptation. And I think this quote just says it all. Ultimately, the reason this legend endures is because of its incredible understanding of human psychology. It reminds us that the most dangerous, the most effective temptations aren't these grand offers to rule the world. They're the ones that are tailored just for us, the ones that whisper a promise to fill that one precise secret void in our soul.
If you want to explore these ideas a little bit more, definitely check out the source materials we used for this explainer. It's a powerful story and a great reminder to, always be mindful of the voids in our own souls. Thanks for joining me.